Good evening. Today in Manhattan Federal Court, a pivotal hearing took place in the case of Luigi Mangione, the 27-year-old accused in the homicide of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. The hearing resulted in a major ruling that will significantly shape how this case proceeds. Shortly after 11 a.m. at federal court in Lower Manhattan, Mangione appeared before U.S. District Judge Margaret Garnett. Wearing beige jail attire, Mangione sat beside his defense team as the judge addressed two key legal issues that have been central to the case since his indictment. In a sweeping decision, Judge Garnett ruled that federal prosecutors may not seek the death penalty against Mangione. The court found that the stalking charges used as the legal basis for the federal homicide count do not meet the statutory definition of a federal crime of violence. Under controlling Supreme Court precedent, the court concludes that the charged conduct cannot support a D-eligible offense. As a result, the judge dismissed the federal homicide charge and the related firearms count, the only charges that carried the possibility of capital punishment. In her ruling, Judge Garnett acknowledged that the legal framework governing crimes of violence is complex and at times counterintuitive, but said the law left the court no discretion. Despite the ruling, Mangione remains exposed to severe penalties. The defendant still faces two federal stalking counts, each of which carries a potential sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Separately, Mangione is charged in New York State Court with second-degree homicide, criminal weapons possession, and possession of forged instruments. If convicted on the top state charge, he faces up to 25 years to life in prison. The judge also addressed a major evidentiary dispute. Judge Garnett denied the defense motion to suppress evidence recovered from Mangione's backpack at the time of his arrest. The court ruled the search was lawful, allowing prosecutors to introduce the handgun allegedly used in the shooting, along with a notebook that authorities say contains writings connected to motive and planning. Defense attorneys had argued the search violated Mangione's Fourth Amendment rights. The judge disagreed, finding the search reasonable under the circumstances of the arrest. Outside the courthouse, Mangione's lead attorney, Karen Friedman Agnifilo, called the D penalty ruling a major victory for the defense, saying the team is relieved but remains focused on the remaining charges. Federal prosecutors have up to 30 days to decide whether to appeal the ruling that removes capital punishment from the case. The U.S. Attorney's Office declined to comment on whether an appeal is likely. Looking ahead, the case remains on a fast-moving track. Jury selection in the federal case is currently scheduled for September 8, 2026, with opening statements expected in October, though that timeline could change if prosecutors seek appellate review. In state court, prosecutors have requested a summer trial date, a move the defense has pushed back on. Today's hearing marks a major turning point in one of the most closely watched criminal cases in the country. While the death penalty is now off the table, Luigi Mangione still faces the possibility of spending the rest of his life in prison as both the federal and state cases move forward.